What is up, YouTube? Zen Rahman, and in a couple of my recent videos, I've talked about my thoughts on intermittent fasting and the keto diet. And in today's video, I'll be talking about the OMAD diet and what I think about it. And of course, I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian. I only tell you what I think. I only talk about what my opinion is, so you don't have to believe anything I say. Okay, now what the OMAD diet is it stands for one meal a day. Okay, so that's what OMAD is, and what I think about it, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I mean, in my opinion, that's just not the way that you're supposed to eat. Okay, like I've talked about the different meals before and why they're important. Like your breakfast is important because you fasted all night, so your body is really depleted in terms of nutrients and food, and that is when your body really needs food, and it is a good time for your body to digest macros like carbs and fats. Okay, so that is why breakfast is essential. Then, of course, your other meals like your pre-workout meal, post-workout meal, they're important and they need to be a certain way, okay, to serve the purpose that they have. And then it's important for you to eat before bed, okay, so you should be having something for dinner or whatever your last meal is because you're technically going into a fast overnight, okay, so I just don't think it's the right thing to do, eating one meal a day. And some people they do it because it is a fat diet, and people might feel like it would be a good way for them to restrict calories, and that might be the case, but then again, I think your metabolism should be working more, okay, and having one meal a day, you're just stressing it out too much at one point of time, and then for the remainder of the day, it's not really doing a lot, okay. So, what I think is the right way for you to eat would be to keep regulating your metabolism, stimulating your metabolism, and just keeping it working, okay, keeping the food moving along your digestive system all along rather than putting a huge load of food into it at one instant of time, and then your body just trying to slug it through that way. And then when you're eating like that, okay, your body is getting used to that. So, I mean, your metabolism, it would be stagnant for most of the day. That's what I think. So, and other things like muscle protein synthesis, well, it really goes out of the window because you want to give your body opportunities for muscle protein synthesis as many times as you want in the day. And with an OMAD diet, essentially, you are just allowing your body to stimulate muscle protein synthesis just one time in a day. So, I mean, it's really not a good way to go about your diet if you have a goal to build muscle. Okay, like I've talked about before, I think having 5 meals a day is ideal. You don't need to have like 8 meals a day, but of course you can do that if you want. But I think five is the sweet spot, and that's what Coach Greg thinks as well. So if you can eat 5 meals a day, that is really a sweet spot, and you don't need to eat any more or any less. But suppose you can't get in 5 meals for whatever reason, then of course the next best scenario would be to have 4 meals. So that's what I think typically is the best way for you to eat as many as 4 to 6 meals a day with that kind of frequency. And I think the OMAD diet is just ridiculous. Okay, there can be other ways for you to restrict your calories. I mean, just be more aware about what you're eating and plan your meals in a better way. Okay, in a more educated way. So learn a bit about nutrition and food. Okay, because you're gonna be eating throughout your life. So I mean, it would pay off if you have an idea about what you're eating and how much you need to eat and that kind of stuff. So be willing to make a little effort. And who are the people who would do this one meal a day diet? I don't think it is beneficial for anyone, but again, who would go on and do it? I think it would be people who are just fucking lazy, or people who have a binge eating disorder. Okay, now binge eating disorder, more people suffer from it than you might think. Okay, that is just when you want to have a lot of food in a sitting, and it's more and it's a psychological disorder. It's not really anything physical or pertaining to your body. It's more about your brain and your mind. Okay, so that's what your brain wants you to do, to eat huge quantities of food in one sitting. So if you feel like you suffer from a binge eating disorder and if you can't get it right, then there can be ways to work around that and to eat several more times a day. Okay, if you have fitness goals, or if you're trying to eat in an efficient way, okay, what you can do is you can incorporate low calorie dense foods in your diet. Okay, you can have a high protein diet, have big salads for your meal, okay, or along with your meal, because they can be big quantities of food and they won't really fill you up on a lot of calories. So that is something that you can do. You can go on and watch Coach Greg Doucette's channel. Okay, he's constantly talking about low calorie foods, low calorie dense foods, and how you can incorporate ideas from his diet into your diet, or how you can eat more like him. So I mean, he's got a lot of information about that on there, and I've done a video recently talking about calorie density and that kind of stuff. So you can watch some of my videos and have a better idea about nutrition and food and calories and all that stuff. So what some of these educational videos? Okay, so you eventually get more educated about food and how you should be eating and how you need to eat. And the Omad diet, I think it's just ridiculous. Someone who has a binge eating order might want to do it so they can have one huge meal in a day and get their binge eating tendencies satisfied, or just someone who's lazy and all the effort that they want to put into their diet is just that one meal in a day. So I don't think anybody should really be eating like that. I mean, whatever restraints you have with your schedule, with your timing, I think you can make some kind of an effort to have at least three meals in a day. I think everyone has that kind of time, and if you don't really have the kind of time to have three meals in a day, then just be a little smart about your meals. Okay, maybe incorporate shakes in there, or have something that wouldn't really take a lot of time for you to prepare, or prepare your meals in advance, prepare them in bulk, but just don't follow these fad diets to progress with your fitness goals of whatever reason. Okay, I just don't think it is the right way to eat this OMAD one meal a day diet, and I don't really think anybody should be doing it. So that's just what I think about it. I think this diet is totally ridiculous, and no one should be doing it. And if you have a binge eating disorder, there can be other ways to combat your disorder. You can eat low calorie dense foods, big salads, like I said, so you feel like you're having huge meals and you don't really get in a lot of calories from them, and you're stimulating your metabolism more times than you would with a one meal a day OMAD diet, and that is just the way that you should eat. And like I said, think you should be eating in that range of 4 to 6 meals in a day, but try having at least three, okay, no matter what kind of limitations you have pertaining to your schedule or whatever. But in my opinion, if you want my advice, just don't do the OMAD diet. Once again, I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian. I'm only sharing my opinion with you, and you can do whatever you decide to do. So, let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know if there are any other diets you want me to talk about or share my opinion about. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.